like there were good days and there were just bad days where you get hit in the face. You get pushed down. Well, you don't. I was fortunate I didn't fall down a flight of stairs, but I did get pushed. And like there's just a lot of anger and I felt why me,
And I gotta ask, like, this person didn't know you're like the president's grandkid? Ama you just didn't give up? Like, yeah,
I
shit. So,
Ikonini.
episode 381, tukisema like, subscribe, hit the notification button, tell a friend to tell a friend. Na leo niko na a digital content creator. Content yake waga around travel, lifestyle na fashion, na pia he's a real estate enthusiast. Niko na Sean Andrew, ni aje?
Poa.
Yeah. So I want us to talk about a few things.
Yeah.
Digital content. How did you find yourself there? I expected you to be more on the political side.
No.
Yeah.
That game wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I think I did stumble into it by accident, but I was very interested in photography at the time, and Instagram was pretty new. And yeah, I just sort of gained a following through that. Now we're into videos.
Oh, okay.
Which is a different game.
Yeah. So which countries have you traveled to, or it's just local travel?
No, I've been abroad.
Yeah.
Quite a bit this year, especially. I've been to Canada. I've been to the States a couple of times.
Yeah.
Been to UK, Egypt, South Africa, Dubai. It's, so many places. Yeah.
Okay. So out of these places, like, which one made you feel like, you know what, I need to start making content around this? Because there's always that one place that really, like, either fascinates you or just captures your heart, and you're like, I'd want to share this.
There's one place that I have really special in my heart is Cape Town, and it's really one of the most beautiful places I've been to. But the time when I was there, I lost all the content. Like the hard disk crashed.
Yeah, okay.
Laptop fried, whatever happened to it, and yeah, I just feel bad. Like I want to go back so bad, especially now we're visa free. It's just that I haven't had the time. Yeah.
Because I thought when you say that you lost the content, I thought it was because of the crime. Because the crime in South Africa is different. So in SA, do you ever feel like unsafe or anything?
Well, I have a story I can share with you.
Yeah.
We were shopping at a tourist mall. I think it's called V&A Mall.
Yeah.
And we had some money we wanted to exchange. So we were having a hard time finding a Forex for some reason. So you know how like they have stalls, like in Westgate, how they have stalls? So there was a stall that had a sign written Forex and whatever. And there was like two light-skinned 0.5 people there, and we traded our money. And then we went to a shop, and as soon as we were paying for it, they told us this money is fake. They shut down the place, they closed the gate, they called police, they called security, blah, blah, blah. So we explained to them, like, we got it from this stall with these two people. They're like, that brother and sister, we've been trying to get them for 3 months. I'm like, with all these cameras you have, how are you not able to catch someone who's in your mall?
How much was it?
I can't go into specifics, but it was a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because it was like, you go on holiday with cash.
Yes.
So we traded in most of that cash. Yeah. So it was quite painful to lose all that money because we never got it back.
Okay. Yeah. And so now, do you know if they ever caught those people?
I don't know, because for me, I just remember we were taken back to the hotel in like police cars if we were criminals. It was a whole experience, really. But
and they didn't believe you at first? At first they thought you were just talking.
No, they like, as soon as they heard that we exchanged the money, they were like, "Oh, we know who it is." Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Because one thing that I know is I've been told, I don't know if you've ever had this, that in South Africa you're never supposed to drive behind a money truck. Have you ever had that? The money trucks are robbed, like they just show up on the highways and there's a shootout. They blow them up. Even there was a video of one that was blown up a few weeks back. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, Cape Town's a bit tame in that regard. Like more Joburg and whatever. I don't even go to Joburg. I think I've
Yeah.
only been there on a stopover.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. And another interesting country.
Egypt was quite. I went to Egypt this year, and that was quite exciting. Like people there drive like maniacs, and they're always hooting, but they somehow communicate to each other how they hoot.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense how they drive. They're so aggressive. They get up to each other. Like I even saw people being knocked over, and the guy just drove off like he was going on with the rest of his day. I was like, but like to see the pyramids and all that, that was fantastic. And there's a lot of history there, so in the museums and all.
The pyramids, you're only allowed to look at them from the outside. Or are you allowed to go in?
I went inside one. I went inside the big pyramid, the Great Pyramid. Yeah, it's hot in there. Yeah.
Oh, it's hot, eh?
Very
And
hot.
they say that light somehow ends up, like it's lit from the sun.
In one of the chambers, yeah, there's like a duct that lets in light. Yeah,
And it's like fully lit.
it's not really, but yeah. But then they have their own artificial lighting and stuff.
Yeah.
But we were lucky; we weren't harassed like many tourists there. We had like a tour guide who led us everywhere. Yeah, and I spent a lot of time in Alexandria, which it's like almost Greek, that town. It's really nice. Yeah.
Okay, and so you're saying it's hot. So there's no like AC, like because now you've
No.
shown up as tourists.
No.
They want you to have the full.
I was sweating in places I didn't know I could sweat. Like my shins, my knees were sweating. I couldn't. Yeah, it was hot.
Yeah, they want you to have the full Pharaoh
Yeah.
experience. Eh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And with now the Western world, which country like was, you know what, is an interesting one?
I don't know. I don't like the UK that much. It's always raining and it's just grey and it just seems like everything's in black and white there. I don't like that place.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
Because I think I was supposed. I tried getting the visa this year. They told me I didn't show any strong family background to come back. I was like, super clowns.
You don't have strong ties. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you compare that with the US always look at your travel history.
Yeah.
So have you gone and come back? They
Yeah.
don't care about other stuff.
Yeah.
So I thought the UK would be the same. So yeah, they were like, yeah, you want this really bad weather. If you show up in our country, you won't come back. And how's Canada?
Canada was very pretty. And I went in a time like the weather was a bit crazy, like it was spring, so it was on some days it was snowing, and then out of nowhere it's 35 degrees. So yeah, but that was a really nice. But I was a kid then, but I still have family there.
Oh, okay. And when we talk about lifestyle, a lifestyle content creator, what does that entail?
Well, it's a big broad subject, but like you go review places like restaurants. We have a lot of diverse restaurants in Nairobi now. We've got Vietnamese food, we've got Thai food, we've got everything you can imagine. Yeah. I tend to like Ghanaian food these days. That's quite interesting.
Ghanaian.
Yeah.
Oh,
They have this groundnut soup, which is like, that's bomb.
And there's that thing they will always argue about, Nigerian versus Ghanaian. What?
Oh, my girlfriend, because she spent time in Ghana, she has this argument with everyone. She says the Ghanaian jollof is better,
Oh, jollof.
but the best one is the Ivorian one, apparently. I think she said the Ivorian one. Yeah.
Jollof is something to do with rice, eh?
Yeah, it's like a rice dish. It's almost like their version of pilau or something, honestly.
With a lot of mafuta, I think.
Yeah, palm oil. There's too much of that. Yeah.
Oh, it's palm oil. Oh, okay. Because I was watching a certain, was it a certain Instagram video,
Yeah.
and now there was Indian food being made, and I was joking that I feel like the full Indian experience they should not be like hygiene. It should just be like the full Indian experience. Do you feel that? Have you watched those videos from India where you're like, damn, how do people eat this food?
I recently, one of my best friends just got married, and it was like an Indian ceremony, but they're Muslim as well.
Yeah.
So it like lasted a long time, like maybe 3 4 days, and every day was a different event, and like they all had their own cultural significance and whatever, and they modernized it in a way, but like wow, they really embraced that culture, man, and they got us all to be part of it. So yeah, that was wonderful.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I can't show too much of it because they're still private about it, but it was a nice wedding, very nice wedding. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, okay. And talking of food, which food would you never eat again?
Oh, uh,
Because I always say, like, for me on a personal level, there's always this injera. I don't know why people love injera.
oh, I love injera.
I
But
don't
it
know why
like
people love
expands
it.
in your stomach. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
Because to me, I can't go past the smell
Ah,
that fermented.
but the white one's not that bad. Yeah, the brown one's a bit
Yeah.
stronger. Yeah.
I think, like, because there's a time we went to an Ethiopian restaurant and my friends were there enjoying it and I just couldn't go. I couldn't go past the smell.
Ah, yeah.
So, you do have any?
No, I'm not. I'm not like that adventurous with what I eat. Like I'll not go for the insects or the slugs or the frogs.
Yeah, yeah.
I think no. I think I might have had frogs. No, no, no. I didn't have frogs. But like, yeah, I don't know. There's a there's a is it Nigerian or something? It was like okra, and it's like really slimy. I'll never try that again. I didn't like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because, hey, and then there's the fashion side. So, with fashion,
Well, that was one of my first careers. Was commercial modeling,
okay.
and then it progressed into runway and editorial, and we took in a bit of fashion from that. Yeah, but
Oh,
I'm
runway.
more timeless with what I wear. Yeah, I don't wear the
Runway,
trends.
where?
Locally, just locally. Yeah,
Okay, okay,
yeah,
okay. So, just more modeling like local brands.
yeah. I like what the local guys are doing. I have one friend. He's got a brand called Offcut,
Okay.
and he does it off recycled materials, and he comes up with really fantastic clothing and stuff. Yeah.
And what do you feel about those weird videos that always come out where it's like people joking about the fashion, like the fashion shows? Who are the fashion shows meant for? Are they meant for the consumer, or it's just some internal fashion community thing where you see people wearing weird stuff and you're like, no one would wear that?
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking
I
about?
get that. Yeah. Those are the guys who are like into hype and trends and all that. Like you get lost in that and you lose a lot of money, really, because it's always ever changing.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm more on the sustainable side and like more timeless clothes. Like I will not have pants with like a skirt slit, and I don't know. I don't get that at all. That's like to me, it just wear everyday clothes.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
I'm a simple guy like that. Yeah.
Okay, because with that, I think also like another thing that people normally complain about is these fashion shows. They are never masculine. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The international ones.
Yeah. They're like trying to embrace a more neutral type of thing. Like everyone should be more fluid and all that. And I mean, to us, we have a totally different set of problems. We don't look at the world the way they are.
Yeah.
So I guess
Yeah.
to each their own.
Yeah.
Like I don't have much to say on that.
And now real estate. How did you find yourself in real estate?
Well, growing up, I was very passionate about architecture and all that, and I really wanted to be an architect. Like I played Sims building houses. I did. I collected a lot of architectural digest magazines, all that. And like coming to like layouts and all that I could do, but the math of it all, that was just a mess. But I understand like nowadays guys can do it with CAD and all that. I don't want to go back to school.
Oh, so you say you didn't like the math of it, like mathematics, or?
Yeah, I was never good at math. No.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay. Oh,
I mean, I had tuition and still didn't work. No.
yeah, okay. Because that's like was my favorite like subject in school. That was
You and
one
my
of
dad
the.
will get along. He's a math guy.
Yeah.
Kabisa. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So so architecture has a lot of math, eh? Oh, I'm assuming because you have to calculate like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
square footage, all those. It's a lot of trigonometry, I suppose. And yeah.
So right now, as an enthusiast, like, what are you looking for? What do you do specifically?
Well, this whole content thing really stemmed from me. I was looking for a place for myself and my girlfriend and what we call our children, our many dogs.
Yeah.
And in the sense that, and I started watching content like that, and I was like, oh, this is really interesting. I like talking about fixtures and stuff. And yeah, I'm really putting it into practice. And now I'm getting into the space. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So like right now, if someone wants a house, they hit you up on Instagram, or how does it happen? Or you just
They can
advertise?
reach out, and we've also like put in place like other contact information for people to get into the specifics of purchasing a property and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it plays well because like Nairobi is still enduring a major construction boom. Like, how many apartments show up every now and then? Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you feel about that? Because I feel like it's made some neighborhoods that used to be cool not cool anymore.
Oh yeah. Like right now where I am, we're surrounded by construction. Like next door to me is an apartment building, and then below my compound there's another apartment building they've just started. So like it's almost unpleasant to be home nowadays.
Yeah.
Because the whole time you're just saying, "Ooh, doo, 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 doo." It's insane. Like even working out the other day, we had an incident where some guy was like, he was building a structure higher than our fence, and he was filming at us and all that. So I really, I wrote a very nasty letter to them, and they fixed that problem immediately. They even put netting and all that now. But yeah, it's really invasive these days.
Yeah.
Like the governor had earlier on, was it this year? I think he had said that some buildings now he's gonna allow them to build more floors.
Yeah.
So the guy who's built next door to me is like added another 6 floors.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it looked like it was done. Like I was like, okay, it's gonna get a bit quieter now. They're gonna do the inside, and then he just added more. And I was like,
with the same foundation.
with the same foundation. So I don't know. Maybe they should look into that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really, really messed up. And also feel like, do you sometimes feel like the Kenyan market does not behave like a market should behave? Because I feel like right now there are too many houses and the prices are not going down. So that does not make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I also found. Like looking for rental property, there's a lot of anticipation about this whole the UN offices. Like they were gonna bring in how many people? 4,000 or something.
Okay.
Into Nairobi, and then like everyone got excited about it, so they hiked up their rental prices. But I think, I don't know why that has slowed down on the move, but like some prices are coming down now. But yeah, it's like quite hectic. There's so much supply of apartments, and you're wondering who's coming for these places. Like, how many Airbnbs can you get? But yeah, it's quite unusual what we're going through at the moment.
Because you have that, and also you have that thing where I think it's like one of my wife's colleagues like rented out this apartment with these like very large windows, and the sun would just hit them.
Yeah.
And right now there's a building that has just sprung up there.
Yeah,
So remember that sun you used to enjoy? It's no
Gone.
longer there.
The view,
Yeah, the
gone.
view, it's gone. So you're there wondering, like, why am I still staying here?
Yeah.
I'd rather just,
And
like,
you
move
kind
to...
of get depressed that, like, you used to get a lot of sunlight and whatever. Now you're in a dark house. And,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
for me, I don't like that at all.
Yeah, because that has reminded me, like, something you mentioned where you said, like, living in the UK is like living in black and white.
Yeah.
You've had that thing where lack of access to the sun even affects, like, your mental health. You've had that, eh?
Yeah, especially like for a lot of my friends who studied there, they had to even take supplements because of the lack of sun. And whenever they were there in winter, like they were begging to come back home, because it's like it really depresses one person, and you get all sorts of ailments, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's not good.
It's and like you, what sort of music do you listen to?
Anything, anything that sounds good.
Yeah.
I'll listen to Japanese music. I'll listen to reggae. I'll listen to. Uh, for me, my comfort music is mostly things from the 80s. I think
Okay.
that's when real music was there. You know, that's. I wish I was born then, but like,
That's like cause that so that means you know a group like Black Box. Do you know Black Box?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Damn.
But I also like the classic rock guys. There's a lot of Queen. There's a lot of yeah.
But we all go through this phase. I don't know if you went through this, but most of us went through a phase where you're obsessed with one genre. You didn't go through that? Where you
No,
just
I think it just my stages in life probably. Yeah, there's a point I was all reggae.
oh
My
shit.
dad's a big Bob Marley fan, so
That's interesting. Oh, that's
that's
why you had dreadlocks.
yeah. I mean, that's a completely different story. I think I saw one of my friend's brothers playing basketball once, and I thought, oh, these are so cool. And I was like probably 10 years old, and then my mom was like, you're never gonna do it. When you're 18, you can do whatever you want to your hair. So I just waited. When I turned 18, I grew an afro and then dreads. Yeah.
Okay. So reggae, who did you used to listen to apart from Bob?
Bob, Ziggy. I don't know if you'd classify UB40 as reggae,
Yeah,
but
you
it's
thought is
there.
reggae. Yeah, yeah.
There's that guy, what's his name? Taurus Riley, Chronics.
Okay, okay.
But that was, yeah,
Okay,
not the
okay.
real.
And the Malay kids, do you like apart from Damien, do you listen to the others?
Ziggy,
Okay, yeah, Ziggy
yeah,
and Damien.
and Damien,
Ah.
Bob. I heard the song from was it his grandson? The one who sounds like Bob and looks like Bob. Just one song from him. I
Yeah,
can't remember
which
his name.
is it Jomasa? I think Jomasa Mali.
Probably. I don't know. But he looks just like, he sounds just like Bob. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. That Bob
Yeah.
whatever was something.
Yeah.
Bob Jean or
I
something.
like how we're talking about him like we know him.
Yeah, because Bob, the way I normally look at Bob is, I was born in 80.
Yeah.
So 1 year later, this guy dies.
Yeah.
43 years later, we are still talking about him.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's what I call life after death. So I don't know if you're religious. Are you religious?
In between.
Yeah. So do you believe in life after death? Let's go philosophical.
Oh, the death question really scares me. Like, I do fear dying
I
a
think that's
lot.
all of us.
Yeah.
That's why
But
people jump out of planes.
no, I hate actually flying. Even I hate flying. Like, yeah, but like, I think there is something
Yeah.
because there's a great debate in science. Like, you break down the human body to every sort of molecule you can account for.
Yeah.
There's still a certain amount, a very small amount, that they can't figure out what it is. Like, you break down every chemical, whatever, and that's what they call a soul particle or something. I guess that
The
moves
God
on.
particle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, like, when you die, you lose like a little bit of weight or something, and that's it.
So when you say that you hate flying, that's the interesting thing about me. Like, I fear heights,
Yeah.
but when I'm up there, I don't fear the height. What I fear is the crash.
Oh,
So my
yeah.
favorite part of flying is landing. That's the funny thing.
But that's the most difficult thing, is it? One of the most difficult things is takeoff and landing.
Yeah. So when it lands, like when I hear that, I'm always like, oh, thank you, man. That's
Yeah,
another. Yeah.
I hate turbulence because I have no control.
Yeah.
Like, I love driving. If it gets bumpy on the road, I'm okay.
Oh.
But in the air, like someone else is flying that thing and you're just being shaken about and you can't do anything about it. I don't like that.
So-
Even like borders, people ask me, if you ever take it, I tell them no, I really, if I do, I end up riding the bike and the guy is sitting behind me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would mean if you're going to Mombasa, what do you prefer, driving or flying?
I used to like the train a lot.
Okay, if we remove the train from the equation, between
Driving.
these two,
Driving. Yeah, like,
driving.
I loved
Oh,
leaving Nairobi at 3 a.m. because you go ahead of all. Well, no, I shouldn't tell people that because now everyone's going to do it. But you leave at 3 a.m. and then you get ahead of all the trucks and then you get there by 10, ready soaking at the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is me, like I'll choose, like when it comes to Kenyan roads, I choose flying any day. I feel like we drive recklessly. Like there's always an asshole trying to overspeed, and then like speeds past you. 2 minutes later, you find him somewhere, and you're like, "What the fuck? Why were you risking our lives for that?" So, I
Yeah,
don't
like,
like that.
you find like a guy has really insisted on overtaking you. And then when he gets past you, he stops and he pisses on the side of the road. You're like, what the hell was that
Yeah.
for?
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just
like he was,
arrogance.
I was looking for that perfect,
Yeah.
like a pissing spot. Oh, okay. Yeah, and how's the train? Because I think right now it's been changed. Like when did you use it? Did you use it
Oh,
during
no,
that time where you had to look into each other's
no,
soul?
the last time I used it was in January, I think, before they did the upgrade. But
You used which one, economy or you went VIP?
I like VIP. I ca- I,
How was that VIP?
it's not really all that.
Yeah.
The nice thing is that you get to go to the canteen carriage, and then like that's at the back of the train, so you get a nice video shot of the tracks.
Oh,
That's really the plus of that. Like the food's okay,
yeah.
but the new first class I hear is crazy.
But at 12K,
Yeah,
because at 12K, I'm like, why should I pay 12K and spend 5 hours when I can pay
like
less
and fly.
and
Yeah.
fly?
Yeah, that's what a lot of Kenyans are facing. But like, I don't know, when they finally finish this project and you can go on rail from here to Rwanda or Uganda or whatever, then maybe that would be a worthy ticket. Like, it's a nice trip. I like being on the ground.
Okay. And when it comes to local travels now, I mean Uganda, TZ, you've been to those, eh?
I've been to TZ,
Okay.
but like, you know how you just cross over and you go to this place called Rooftop? Yeah, I've been there.
Oh,
That was fun. And I can't believe how cheap things are in TZ. Like, wow. Life is different there.
yeah. And we were talking about Kali and what he's been able to achieve. So, local music, like our Kenyan music, let me call it that. Who are you listening to?
Well, no one knew. I'm not into
old ones?
the whole like trap music and the old guys. I mean, Nameless, Isa. His name is Caesar.
Yeah, the
Caesar,
one
he
who
disappeared.
disappeared.
Yeah.
Who disappeared.
And those Longombas, you know, all those guys, those old guys. Yeah.
And how does someone disappear from the face of the earth like that?
I don't know. And
That's like,
did he do it willingly, or I don't know the whole story. Like maybe he stepped on someone's toes.
yeah, that was some,
There are a lot of
story.
conspiracies there.
Yeah, and he just like disappeared like that. But yeah, another thing, of course, that I've seen about you is you studied psychology.
I did, yeah.
Yeah. So you have a degree in psychology, or did you finish?
I mean, I did study it for a while.
Yeah. Where was it?
It was USIU.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was trying to figure out what was going on with me mentally. Yeah.
Okay. So how is it? How do you study psychology? Is there like today we are going to talk about the human
There's a
brain?
lot of reading.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reading and a lot of deep thinking as well. I was trying to get into industrial psychology, but then not not not
What's the
so
industrial?
far in.
What's industrial psychology?
Mostly like it's mostly like marketing and also psychology of the workspace and all that sort of thing. Yeah,
Oh, okay, okay. So how long is that
maybe
course?
HR.
Psychology?
Well, it's 4 years.
Oh, 4 years.
Yeah,
So
four
you're
years.
4 years with USIU.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. And so with that, if you have a degree in psychology, what are you supposed to be? A psychiatrist? Or
No, that's a psychiatrist. You also have to have a chemist sort of degree or something. Yeah, because you're allowed to prescribe
yeah, medicine.
medicine and all that. Yeah, so the psychology in that sense is more therapeutic and counseling,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. Yeah.
So if you study psychology, like what's the job? That's what I'm trying to understand.
Well, you can't really get a good job on a bachelor's degree. You have to go for a master's. Because as soon as I was done in school, I was done in school. I'm
Yeah.
not chasing those things.
But now there's people like me who are going to look at you and be like, why? You didn't need to do it. Why did you do it? Because
Oh,
like
I'll
for
tell you
us,
in stark contrast, because I was thinking about going back. Is in stark contrast, like my girlfriend has a PhD, and she talks about like the getting that PhD. you know, yeah, it's and to me, I was just like, no, now I'm on my own path in life.
yeah.
I think I'd rather educate myself on things than to go back into that structured learning environment. Yeah.
Okay, okay. And because I don't know if this is something I can ask, but you have how many siblings?
Quite a few, yeah.
Yeah, and like what have they done? Like what have they studied?
Like I have one that's studying nursing in
Oh, okay.
States.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a really marketable course there.
yeah.
Yeah.
One's done economics.
Like
Uh,
like grandpa.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, because grandpa really changed like this whole thing. Yeah, I don't know if you know that. Like a lot of people credit your grandfather for changing a lot of stuff. Like I think I've said it on this show that he created so many opportunities.
I
Like
le-
computers used to be tax free. Right now everything is taxed.
yeah, I learned this in school at in uni when my minor was international relations. So we did a bit of political studies and all that. But what we learned is that if you run a country as an economist, your goals are all long term.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of the policies will make you unpopular in the time that you're
Yeah.
implementing them. But like over the course of time, people understand that this was for the greater good, and
Okay.
whereas if you run a country as a politician, in the short run, you're popular, really.
Yeah.
Popular in one way or another, but like, who'll remember you when you're done? Like, what's your legacy?
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
If you run a
So
country as a botanist, you'll be unpopular from day one.
I will get into that, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just uh, you look at your leaders and you want to understand if they're selfless and they're more long term oriented and they're leaving legacies. That's the leadership you should look for. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. But like I also read somewhere that you're not interested in politics.
No, and I've always believed like you don't have to be a politician to help Kenya.
Yeah.
In one way or another, you can contribute in your own capacity. You don't have to get into lobbying and law change or law implementation or. I don't like people who issue decrees and those sort of things. Like you as a person should do good for your own country. Yeah.
Okay. And now, back to psychology. Another thing that I saw about you is you like highlighting mental health issues.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I'm an endurer.
Mm.
I wouldn't say I'm a sufferer. I'm an endurer. Like
Mm.
I've been through various stages of mental crisis,
Okay.
and one thing I think a few men today should be um, not praised, but like given props for is at least sharing their
Yeah.
problems
Yeah.
and at least getting it out there that you're not alone in what you go through, because everyone has their own different problems, but at least someone can understand what you're going through from whatever context they've been through it.
Yeah.
And that's the key thing about, like, I'm very open about talking about whatever mental health struggles I've had.
Mm.
And yeah, I think it's a good thing to, like, at least for guys to at least talk about their problems,
Okay.
because there's been a time where it was not like
Mm.
acceptable.
Okay. But then there's someone maybe who'd look at you and be like, you know what, this guy has never had financial problems. Why has he struggled with mental health? You know, the people who reason like that, that
Yeah.
financial health and mental health are intertwined.
No, but like, it doesn't. Money should not be that. I mean, people have problems with money and all that,
Mm.
but everyone has their own social ecosystems, and whatever they're exposed to can lead to some sort of mental issues,
Yeah.
like however you are raised, or how you interact as schoolmates, or even in life, like your neighborhood or whatever. You can go through certain events that could lead to problematic behavior and all that sort of things. Yeah.
So are you like which like moments in your life pushed you to the wall? Pushed you because at some point you said you had like these really bad thoughts. Eh?
Yeah. Well, I guess it all started in high school. Body's changing. You're interacting with people differently, that sort of thing, and you get bullied. You get rejected a few times. You tend not to make the right friends, or no one wants to be your friend in that sense. And yeah, it can be a very lonely experience. And I think that sort of loneliness and feeling misunderstood led me to internalize a lot.
Okay.
And when I went into uni, like, it just grew from there. Like, it became a much bigger problem. There was a lot of toxic friends, relationships, and
Let's stick with high school.
yeah,
High school. I'm assuming you went to a private school.
yeah,
There's bullying.
yeah. There's quite a lot of. You find out that the bully themselves had a hard time at home. I've had a conversation with this person, and they were like, they expressed what they were going through and why they were just angry, and they took out their anger towards me and other people. But like, uh, you don't understand it when you're going through it. You're always like, this person hates me. Maybe the world hates me, and you go into a very dark headspace.
So how would your day be like? You wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
You go to school. Is this bully waiting for you at the gate?
No,
Is
no,
he waiting for you like where? I'm assuming it was a day school or it's
no,
boarding.
it was boarding,
Oh, it was boarding.
but I
Okay.
don't
Okay.
think it was like consistent bullying.
Mm.
Like, there were good days and there were just bad days where you get hit in the face.
Oh.
You get pushed down. Well, you don't. I was fortunate I didn't fall down a flight of stairs, but I did get pushed. And like, there's just a lot of anger, and I felt, why me, you know?
And I gotta ask, like, this person didn't know you're like the president's grandkid? Ama you just didn't give a fuck? Like, yeah, shit,
I
I'm a
don't think
gangster.
that mattered, because
Oh,
to us, like how we grew up, it was all, we tried to
hide that.
live like a more low key life and have genuine friends, and not, we weren't like exposing who we are. We were just normal kids in high school.
So, like, your names, how are you being, like, called in school? Was it just Sean Andrew? Or there was Sean Andrew, there's Kibaki here. Like, no one knew, like, this. Because even the way I know bullies, I always say that a lot of people do stuff because they can get away with it. Yes?
Yeah,
So even domestic violence, GBV, when I talk about GBV, I always say it's a power thing. If I know I can get away with it, I'm going to beat up my spouse. If I don't think I can get away with it, I'm going to be like, you know what? So that's why I'm trying to understand the psyche of this person harassing you. They know nothing about you. It's just like,
no,
I
I
don't like
guess
this
they
guy.
knew, but like we were just normal in our
Okay,
interactions.
okay.
So like, it's just taken out. Like, I mean, I went back and forth with the school about it,
Yeah.
but like he was a valued sports player, I guess, or something.
Oh, okay. Oh.
But anyway,
So now you say
it's
you
the
met him
past.
after?
Yeah, we made peace. Yeah.
So the conversation, what was the conversation about? He reached out, you reached out?
Well, I mean, it's not for me to say. It was like him being vulnerable, and I'd like to protect that. So, yeah, he was just very frank about his own thing.
And what's your views on boarding schools? Because I went to a boarding school and I always say that it's like one of the worst experiences. I understand why a certain generation wanted it, but I feel like I'd not put my kid through it. It's something I've said before. Like,
I think, there's some schools, like, I guess it's not the teachers doing the best they could in like creating a nice, safe environment for children. Like, there are a lot of cases of, like, when I grew up, there were a lot of cases in different boarding schools where like kids were being doused on cold water in their beds, freezing almost to death, and some of them even did die in some instances. So like, I don't know whether it's neglect by the teachers, because as in some students who reach out, but the teachers don't do much.
does
So
reach out
like,
because the bullying.
yeah,
Okay.
like I think some people speak up, and it doesn't go their way.
So the kid that died, high school, primary.
I can't remember. It was
But
many
you went
years
to
ago. I just
boarding
remember a
in
story like that.
you went to boarding in high school or even primary.
High school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Are you allowed to mention the school? No.
No, I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want
Because
people
like
looking around.
when I think about bullying, I don't think about private schools. Like
Oh, it's
I
there.
think it's because I'm trying to be the new money guy. Like if I end up with money, I don't want you to harass my kid after I've paid like 1,000,000 shillings. I'm going
No,
to.
I think these days, like, there's a lot more positivity in this in high schools and stuff. Like bullying and whatever is really not a thing these days. But like back then, there was monetization. There was, all those things. It was like a rite of passage to some of them. Like some people were in, what we say, it was what, year 8? What's that, Form 1?
Yeah.
Some people are in Form 1 waiting to get to Form 4, and they're like, yeah, even us will monolize those kids when our time comes. That sort of thing. Like, I
Okay.
think people have grown out of it these days. There's more different social aspects. Like nowadays, kids are being affected by social media and all that. Yeah.
So is there like one incident where like you can remember in high school where you're like, shit, this is it. like now I'll just rather go, in other words, afadhali nijiue than continue
No, I
this?
think those experiences came much later in uni.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and in high school, I tried to keep to myself, and I was just a loner most of the time. Like we used to go out to village market, and everyone used to meet up there on a Friday night, and like I would go and watch movies by myself. Yeah, it's quite a lonely time. Yeah, all my friends had girlfriends, and I was just like not
Okay, but
interested.
that was because you're shy,
Yeah, I guess
yeah?
so.
Because I'm thinking, yeah, with the name and hey, the tongues would be flying in the air.
Nah,
So now, Kole, why was Kole that tough?
I think it's because now that um, high school cliques sort of like dissolve, and now in uni you're exposed to so many different walks of life. Like
Yeah, yeah.
you find people who are more diverse in thought, and yeah, you can get lost with the wrong crowd, and that's probably towards the end of my uni days. That's what happened, and then I ended up in a very bad depression loop where I'd not even leave the house for days. Yeah, but it was quite a tough time.
So
Uni.
how are your parents handling this? Like if you don't, because I'm assuming you don't even leave your room, eh? You're just in your room,
No, like
or you're
I
just
had
within the
my own
house.
place in uni, so
Oh,
like
okay, okay.
I guess no one knew what was going on because I'd go home and be normal because that's my comfort space. I'm more out at home, but like in my uni place, there was just I didn't even open curtains or anything, just cocoon. Yeah,
Yeah, because they always say that that's one of the signs of depression,
yeah.
where you become a vampire. You don't want the sun,
Oh yeah, that's like I was allergic to it.
because the sun calms you down. And then you talked about toxic relationships. So how does that come about?
I
Is it
don't know.
just friends who know that this guy is blah blah blah, so we can
No,
take advantage, or
um, I just think it was just we were not mentally fit in some of those relationships. So I don't know. I don't want to talk about what
okay,
exactly transpired, but
yeah,
like
yeah.
there was a lot of
And it also, I think there's something you'd mentioned before, and that was like there was even things like alcohol and drug abuse in high school. How does that
not
happen?
for me.
Uh, but
No,
no,
I
I'm like
think
classmates and schoolmates.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can say that. Yeah, that a lot of people just started drinking at a young age, smoking. I know people who've been smoking since they were 14 years old. um, for me, I pride myself in like I never was interested in those vices till I was 18, and then I started drinking. And
Assuming white cup.
no, actually, it was
It's just a joke about your grandpa.
no. I drink White Cup nowadays, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
because I
yeah.
like it, and it's like everyone in the family likes it, I suppose.
Yeah.
But that's a free plug, by the way. White Cup, you owe me money.
Yeah.
No, but like, yeah, I started on like light stuff, even like ciders and just light stuff, and then
So in I'm trying to look at a high school setting. It's boarding.
yeah.
Everyone is boarding, or there are people who go out and come in. Like, how do you end up the kids who had drugs and alcohol? How did they get those?
No, I think like we had weekly boarders, guys who went home on the weekends and whatever.
Oh.
So like we'd always meet up on weekends, even on holidays and stuff. Like you're a bit more free, but like some like closing days and whatever, we didn't used to have searches in school and all that. So guys used to just bring bottles in their bags, I suppose. And that's how it was.
Okay, okay. And then I think what I didn't ask is now you
Oh, before we could, I have a very funny story of um, in boarding school we had these little squares of grass, like where you just hang out in the middle of our dormitory. And this one night, someone brought in these chocolates with alcohol in them, and this guy, this poor kid, he was like what, probably 15 or something. This poor guy, I think he had like 4 chocolates or something. He was completely gone. So I remember like all of us were telling him, "Yo, just try and swim in the grass, swim in the grass." And the guy, he was trying.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. It's like it was part of growing up for us. Like we knew the older kids would drink and stuff, so like a lot of people just followed that line. But I think I was very committed to it at like 18. No one believes it, but like my friends who I grew up with were like, "Yeah, he never drank with us." So yeah.
Okay. So now you go through this struggle. How did you get out of that space, or it's a continuing fight?
I mean, it's a daily. Every day has its own challenges, but to me, it's all about mindfulness. And like I have these meetings with myself, and I just talk about what I'm feeling and what I'm going through, and like try and retract myself from the situation. Like if certain friends are getting a little bit too toxic, then it's probably time to let them go. I think at this stage in life, you know who your lifelong friends are, and you also tend to know what's good for you and what's bad for you. So it's just a lot of self-reflection and removing myself from that situation that helps for me the most. A lot of people go into counseling and stuff, and I tried that, and I don't think I felt understood by any of them. So I just took matters into my own hands, found a system that works for me. Yeah.
Okay. Because I've always joked that the reason why I can't go for counseling is I don't think the Kenyan system protects you. That is, what is it called, like doctor-patient confidentiality. I always feel like the psychiatrist, whatever, can just start a YouTube channel and be like, you
And
know
be
about
like,
that.
this patient, yeah. I think we are generally on paper protected by those things, but what's to stop him from talking about you to his friend and whatever? Yeah, I get it.
Because in other systems, I think it's something that's very, yeah. And
Highly
then you talked
regarded.
about like going to watch movies alone. So what sort of movies are you like a fan of?
Right now, my girlfriend and I are into horror movies.
Okay.
She's very obsessed with it, and I'm very terrified by them. But you have to play along sometimes.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what we're into.
Which ones have you watched lately?
Oh, there's something called Smile.
Yeah.
Smile
So
1 and Smile 2.
yeah, I was watching Smile 2 this
Those
last
are
weekend.
really messed up, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh man, like I can just picture them smiling right now. It's terrible. But like, yeah. There's I tried watching The Exorcist, the new one. Not that good.
The
Uh,
Substance, have you watched it? I don't know
no.
if I'd call it a horror, but it's bordering on horror. It's really good.
I like psychological
Yeah, man.
thrillers. Those are good.
Yeah, so The Substance is really good. Speak No Evil,
I think yeah.
Strange Darling.
No, there's an old one that I liked called Skeleton Key. It was
Okay.
there's so many of those, and then like psychological thrillers. We just watched Wicked the other day.
Okay.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
like quite a few. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm a big movie fan, and I always believe that to truly enjoy a horror, it's the sound. I don't know how you watch it. Do
Yes.
you watch it using TV speakers? Because I always say
No, I have
can't.
have a thing.
Yeah.
Surround sound,
You
yeah.
have to make sure
You
it
have to
can
be involved.
involved. Otherwise, without the sound, it's not scary.
In fact, I get pissed off because it switches itself off. Like if you pause and you go make popcorn or whatever, the thing like the sound system switches itself off, and like I come back and it's just the TV. I'm so pissed off. Like wait,
Yeah.
rewind, switch on the thing.
I think with that we have to go to the settings and just check how long it takes to go to sleep, and then you can just leave it on for.
I think it's one of those HDMI ones with no screen.
Yeah.
It's like a sound bar and then four
with the sound bars.
speakers.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
there's no, maybe if I go into HDMI or something.
Which brand?
Sony.
Sony. Okay.
Yeah.
But not the new one.
No, it's old.
Yeah.
I
Because
did
there's a
for a
new
while.
one. I think it's called Quad something.
It's
It's ridiculous, but it's expensive as fuck.
yeah,
but-
no, not into the expense.
Yeah, but it's really, So like, what do you waste money on? Because personally, I normally say it's electronics, like electronics.
Yeah,
I
I've seen how
literally
much
have
tech
to-
you have. Like
yeah,
that's a drone, right?
I literally have to stay away from them.
Yeah, I think I get lost in it. For me, it was shoes. My vice is shoes. Like I have so many shoes, and I used to like cameras. Now I have one camera. I'm just focusing on building equipment around it,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's it. Maybe dates. That's probably take my girlfriend out on 1 or 2 dates. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good thing. I hear, and I think when she hears that, she's like, yeah.
Yeah, she's probably gonna jump through the screen right now. I've mentioned her too many times.
Yeah. And now, how what is talking of mental health? Like, do you feel like we do enough in Kenya? Because I feel like the thing you're saying about men is there's the famous saying, "Kuwa mwanaume." See, that's it. So, do you feel like we do enough?
I think that mentality is still a bit there, to like internalize and all that. But I've seen when I was in the space looking for counseling and all that. I've seen there's resources there, but also depending on how much you have available.
Yeah.
Depending on how much you have available, there's challenges with like access to good things. But there's a few free counseling centers and stuff. I've been to one of them.
Okay.
But getting men to talk is a real challenge. But I've seen a few content creators this month, especially, like they're all on the forum about mental health and all that. So it's good that we have a thing going, but I wish there was more resources available to everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said when you talked about depression, of course, one of the things was the suicidal thoughts. So are they gone? Are they still there?
They're mostly gone.
Okay.
Once in a while, there'll be some rough days. Yeah, but what really saves me is I always tend to think about what I'd leave behind, like how it'll affect everyone around me.
Yeah.
And that's key to what's like put a stop into it for me. But a lot of people have different challenges.
Yeah, because I think what you said that like what you'd leave behind, I always say that, like, from a philosophical point of view, your life is not your life. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Where like your life is attached to so many lives that it's actually not your life.
Yeah. That's
Because normally you're like, hii ni maisha yangu, si yako. Because if you die, someone has to cry, someone has to bury you, someone has to. So it's like
there's a
people are
whole
emotionally invested in you. They'll have to battle years of maybe now depression because of you. So It's a really tricky balance
Like,
between
what are you leaving behind? What's the human cost behind that? Yeah.
between the human, like between the individual interests and the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Which is and so now for me, I wouldn't say I have suicidal thoughts. What I have is something weird. I have you know about this thing where you fear heights
Yeah.
because when you're at a high place you get the call of the void. You know about
Oh,
the call of
yeah,
the
yeah.
void?
I get that, yeah.
So I hate it. So you'll never find me
Near an edge.
near an edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that messes with me. Like,
Yeah.
So like sometimes when I'm going to see my wife at her office,
Do
you
you,
find me like I walk next to the wall.
yeah,
There are those
because you
edges.
can get that, yeah.
Yeah, the call of the void. So
So
that
to you,
messes.
is it like a voice that just keeps on saying jump,
Yeah,
jump,
yeah,
jump?
yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get that, and I just hate it. So what I do is I avoid heights. I don't like living past the second floor.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, now so you have all these rules. I don't want to live past the second floor. So when I'm looking at these very high-rise buildings, penthouse, 15th floor, I'm like, I never fuck with that.
Yeah, like you asked me what kind of house I'd like to build. It's a bungalow.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
want many floors or anything. Yeah.
And where do you think that comes from? Like, is that studied in psychology? Like, where does that come from? Because it's such a ridiculous thing. Like, I used to think it's only me who has that. It's this rapper. I don't know if you know her. She's called Ecstatic.
No.
So there's a Kenyan rapper called
Yeah.
Ecstatic. She's the one who now made me know that it's not an individual battle. So I used to
Yeah.
think it's only me who thinks about all this weird shit. Like,
No, yeah, because I get that too. I have that problem with that call of the void thing. But like I don't know exactly the story, but there are a lot of things we can trace back through our genetics into the time where we were like swinging through branches and
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that fearless jumping factor comes from that. And then there are so many things that primitive things that are stuck with us, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that comes from then. It's a genetic thing, really.
Yeah. So I avoid roof parties. I avoid all that shit. Like, yeah. Like when I'm invited to that, I'm like, nah, I don't want to. What do you think?
Unless you're inside.
Yeah, yeah. If I'm inside, and then if it's a building, it needs to have like the strongest glass possible. Because I'm there convincing myself, what if this shit just overtakes me? And
Like for me, it's not as strong. Like I would, like in Canada, I've been up a building where there's like a glass floor and you're like 90 stories up there and you're looking all the way down. Like I would lie on that glass floor with no problem.
okay.
But like I will still have the feeling like, maybe you'll jump, you should jump, it won't hurt.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's not that strong for me. Like I'm going to be capable of doing it, but like it's there. Like
Yeah.
I've had many instances where like I'm on a cliff or something and I'm just like looking at the bottom and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah,
And it's messed up. It's
yeah, that call of the void thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's like one of the really because now we have the so-called intrusive thoughts. And those ones, do you get those? Because the intrusive thoughts, I used to get them back in the days. So I'd be like in an aeroplane and something is telling me just fuck all of you and then sit down.
yeah, I get
like
those.
intrusive thoughts.
And sometimes like I'll scream out the window of the car or something.
Yeah.
But like, there's a funny video I saw the other day, and it's for people who live alone, and like they tend to forget that they have
Yeah.
that free will because now they're alone, that they can just drop the plate and whatever happens. Those intrusive thoughts, I get those a lot. Like
Yeah.
when I'm on my own in the house, I'll just say some random shit, and then yeah. So
But it just shows you how the human brain is this really complex stuff.
yeah.
Like when you think about it. Okay. And then like the way you describe the whole thing about Call of the Void means you understand evolution. Or are you somebody
Yeah,
who...
I did. I studied biology and all that. Yeah.
So why do you think it's contentious like in Kenya? Like it's, if you tell people like, you know what, we are related to apes, they're like, nah, there's no relation.
I don't think that's the issue. I think there's a whole argument between church and science.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's gotten to a point where it'd be much better if we kind of explained science with the church and
Yeah.
church with some science. It would work much better that way. But instead, there's what the church tells you how we came and what science tells you how we came. And it's getting quite ugly. And I think if we just try and integrate, but that's a harder fight to fight.
Okay. And what else is in your genes that you feel? Because I have an irrational fear of heights. It's always joke that most probably one of my ancestors was either pushed down something.
Yeah.
And then another one that I have is an irrational fear of snakes. I fear snakes so much that if I'm watching a movie, remember the way we were talking about surround sound?
Yeah.
If I hear a snake coming from behind me, I'll just forward that scene. I'll be like, fuck it, I don't need to watch this.
Yeah.
Let me just forward and get to,
Well, one of my grandparents, I wouldn't say who, not the ones you know, but one of them, they had this like sense that an animal was nearby, like a cat. They didn't like cats at all, so they had this sense. Then you'd see like the hair rising on their arms and stuff. And I think I inherited it because I would know if an ant is on my shoes. That's how sensitive it is. Yeah.
Oh, it does not need to touch your skin.
No.
You sit there like,
I would know it.
Yeah, man.
Saved me a lot. There's time when I was a kid, I used to play golf a lot, and there'd be these safari ants all over the place. So the minute they touched my shoe, I knew I was in trouble. And I got out of it quickly. Whereas anyone else who was playing with me would be covered in ants and running around naked. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, I just want to say thank you, man. Thank you for the great conversation.
Yeah.
And for making me realize I'm not the only one who has the call of the void.
Yeah.
That shit fucks with me. I can never go to on top of KICC. I'll never go there.
Yeah.
Like even when you had the girl who jumped like a few weeks back.
Of KCC.
Yeah.
What?
Was it KICC? I think 14th floor. And I remember the first time when I heard it, I was like, what if she was not trying to commit suicide? She just got the call of the void. And for that split second, she jumped.
Just let go, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm always like, because of that, you won't find me there. Like I'm cool. Whatever. Yeah.
I did this thing once with a friend. We went up and down the stairs. The whole building to the rooftop
KCC.
and back. Yeah.
Yeah. 28 floors.
Yeah.
Because I know it's...
We were finished.
Yeah, because going up is hard and going down is also hard.
Oh, yeah.
Because at some point your muscles are being pulled down.
Yeah, we had to even like climb stairs. We'd walk up the stairs backwards because our calves were like screaming. It was bad.
What were you trying to do? I was just having fun.
No, we were just bored.
Yeah.
We're like,
how long does it take? From
it took us like, I think 20 minutes to go up and 15 minutes to come down. Yeah.
Oh shit! That must have been young, huh?
Oh yeah, we were like 19.
Yeah. Like at 30, that shit is not fun.
Oh no, I can't do it now. I
30.
climb a small flight of stairs these days. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I need to get myself checked for sure.
Yeah, but as I was saying, man, thanks. You're making episode 381. Is there anything that people should look out for?
Well, just keep up with my socials. I'm Sean Andrew and everything. And yeah, thanks for watching.
Yeah. Najua mnashindwa kwani skuli za siasa. Ilikuwa one of the things tulisikizana, si ndio? Hakuna siasa.
Ndio, yeah.
Tulisema hakuna siasa. So kama kawaida, like, subscribe, hit the notification button, tell a friend, tukimalizia 381 tukisema ikonini.
IKONINI.